Girl, oh my God. Them three little white men and them nasty ass striped chocolate cookies.
Exhibitionism, and also wacky game worlds where the second most.
I see you, you see me, that's what I like to see. No trouble and positive. Yo, I'm Anonymous Beanie Man and I'm for short, and we're about to watch this video by the Harry Gold Show on him making the amazing digital circus characters into 90s video game characters. I myself am an artist. I'd say I'm more of a it's giving victorious. We all draw. No. But you know, this is my thing, dude. This is what I do. So this camera commentary reaction shit, this is the new shit. But the art side, I've been doing that my entire life. If you want to see my art, my Instagram will be somewhere on the screen in the description. I don't really tag it because I want this stuff separate. But I think it would be smarter to just connect it all. I'm launching a t-shirt brand soon. Get Martian, get you a shirt. Period. That's the plan. Watch the shit me up. I'm excited.
If you've been paying close attention to the amazing digital circus, you know the video game world it's set in was created sometime in the 1990s. And that means two things. One is these modern style character designs should technically look more like retro game graphics instead. And
yes. That's why I was wondering, like, what time period. Again, he just said it, but the circus itself, most of the information I got was from theories, you know what I'm saying? How do I explain this? How do you explain this? How do you explain this? The show was predictable, right? So in my reaction videos, I would connect some of the information based off the theories I've heard. And then the information I missed out on is because I learned it through theory videos, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't really recall any pieces of information that lets us know that the circus is actually in the 1990s or whenever the fuck. So the fact that this is the same time period as what, the first Five Nights at Freddy's game, and the Freddy niggas look like the way they do, it's like, you know, the art style choice really would have helped the immersion, or, you know, me personally, plus the time period. But it's so like bubblegum pop, My Little Pony, CGI, Disney, Pixar, like girl, it's so like hyper pop graphics. Oh please.
two is there was a non-zero chance.
It's hard for me to place. Excuse me, what?
Like retro game graphics instead. And two is there was a non-zero chance of the first abstraction being Biggie Smalls in the body of Lara Croft. Well, we're here to show you what it'd look like if these characters really did fit the authentic game aesthetics of yesteryear. Welcome to Super the Amazing Digital Circus Bros 64. Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Why Biggie Smalls? Because he was one of the biggest artists at that time period? Girl, you could have said anybody. Girl, you could have said Vanilla Ice. Girl, you could have said anybody. No, that is Vanilla Ice, Vanilla Mace. Wait, I love Vanilla. The lady, whoever the woman is, Vanilla Mace. I think that's her, Vanilla Mace, Vanilla Ice. Girl, why would you name yourself that?
Coming to you from beautiful downtown Fortitude Valley.
If I was a dancer, which shit is getting pretty difficult, so it might look like I might have to open some legs. But girl, my bottle boy name is gonna be like 100 grand or something. I'm nutty, I'm chocolatey, got a little caramel undertone, you know what I'm saying? You know, I love being chocolate. It's like I literally can't imagine being any other complexion.
The Harry Gold Show.
Oh.
With your host, Harry Gold.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the program. The Amazing Digital Circus is a popular animated show about fun, motley misfits in various states of psychological collapse, all imprisoned in a content-farmily, color-crammed video game world created by an AI named Kane. And like any souped-up chatbot worth its chip shortages, he was made by gorging the model on a fat stack of pictures and prose. But this was decades ago. Kane is 30 years old.
See, that's probably why I missed it. It was in some 3 second quick extreme shot or something.
which means everything he creates.
Girl, I'm not looking at every single little itty bitty detail. I still can't relay the story of Five Nights at Freddy's to you, and I've been a fan since before the second game came out.
Even now, is still based entirely on 90s source material. Who does he think he is? An indie game dev? So take Jax for instance, everyone's favourite wisecracking lilac bag fumbler. When Kane creates a video game avatar body for him, knowing only what exists in the year of Garfield caught in the act, how would that turn out? The best process for divining the answer, in my unsurpassably humble opinion, is to look at the 90s video games he most evokes, then
What's funny is that people stylize Jax this way already, but it's more furry adjacent, if that's the right way to put it. Furries have been a thing forever, apparently. Video games or whatever. I just don't know if that's the name they've been called since the dawn of time.
incestuously Ouroboros him back into that same aesthetic melange. So to my little eye,
Did a black person create furries?
Jax's half-baked Roger Rabbit cosplay immediately brings to mind the classic platformer mascot aesthetic. Mario, Sonic, Crash, Spyro. Except maybe he's more on the Jazz Jackrabbit and James Pond tier, but you get the picture. From Bugs Bunny's plus-size gloves to Mickey Mouse's flagrant
Why no nose still? Like, I know he has no nose, duh, but like, girl, oh my god. And he's like all gleamed up and oiled up. It looks like he's on one of those spray can t-shirts. Okay. Looking like a cookie mascot. You know them three little white men and them nasty ass striped chocolate cookies.
exhibitionism, refusing to ever wear more than one article of clothing on his torso at a time, the 90s saw all the looniest of classic toon fashion trends back in style, with both Japanese and Western pro-tags alike. I mean,
Okay.
just look.
Yeah, it's definitely given. I was gonna say Takafumi Hori does not draw like this. And I am racist because that was just the first. I don't even think he's Japanese. Yeah, I was just gonna say the first name I thought of. Girl, you're racist. Cancel me by yesterday. I love how he can seamlessly replicate a time period. Okay, from decades ago, nigga.
Look at Sonic. Take away the color, and he's basically Felix the Cat with a mohawk. A mohawk.
So if you're like an avid watcher of him and you love his art, I understand that. If my reaction invokes a negative one out of you. But girl, please, this is just for entertainment. I'm doing the most on purpose. I think this is cool as fuck. Girl, we all draw.
And a cease and desist. So rather than Jax's current hyper-dilated Anya eyes and immovable railroad grin, in the 90s it'd have been the kind of Bluth-adjacent animal
Girl, she looked
mascot
like
that
an
could
onion.
just as easily be shilling cereal. Maybe Apple Jacks? And just to be clear here, I actually have no complaints about this show's designs. This isn't a critique per se. I'm just fascinated by aesthetic fidelity and recreating art styles in general, which leads me to exercises like this one. Aesthetically, it has the contemporary art style of the show's creator, Gooseworks. However, said VR world is still running on hardware that is one Dua Lipa old, and the show even hints at being more graphically limited in actuality than we're typically shown.
I don't know how old Dua Lipa is, so I'm gonna assume late 20s. If it was 1996, you know what I'm saying? So late 20s.
So to really hit this idea home, I've commissioned friend of the channel Chantako to take my key art for a non-existent game man.
You know, I'm starting to realize maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe I'm just taken in the wrong portion of the art community, because people with art styles like this, I see so much more commissions being demanded from them than people with art styles like mine. And again, maybe I'm just in the wrong corner, but
Manual, and turn them all into 3D models as they might have appeared running on vintage hardware. He might have shed a few polygons, but that is still that for schlugging a rabbit I hate, Jax. Wait, Jax? Jax? Like a
I
jackrabbit?
don't like his
Jax?
ass
Is that why
either.
he's called that? Has it really taken me 3 years to piece that together? Then again, it took me until the finale
show's
was
that
imminent
old?
to even think of a video idea for this show. So I guess
Oh.
timeliness is just not the black and white guy's strong suit, if you can believe it. And there's plenty more of that to come. But first, this episode of The Harry Gold Show was brought to you by today's sponsor, ZocDoc.
Girl,
Hello,
I am
doctor.
in
My name
medical
is Zach Duck.
debt because of these niggas. I don't know. I thought this was like free consultation. Girl, I owe $1,300. I watch a little bit of it because he handmade this commercial. And animation takes a long time, but girl, please.
Well, if they did, you wouldn't be, don't say it, quacking up. Taking care of your health just got easier. Head to ZocDoc.com/HarryGold to check that appointment off your to-do list today.
Now, by way of contrast to Jax's more Western approach, Pomni, who just so happens to be this show's delightfully neurotic protagonist, most evokes for me the Japanese-style platformer mascot of the 90s instead.
Ew, I don't like it. What is that? What is that one? That looks nasty. No.
Think somewhere between Klonoa from Klonoa, Knights from Knights, and Sonic from, you guessed it, Joe Montana 2 Sports Talk Football. I'm talking blancmange-faced, nasally
Okay.
unfurnished, and prudishly modest about the metacarpals. Even this jester aesthetic was oddly prevalent in the age of the Spice Girl. This same stylistic cross-referencing pushes us towards a very specific
love
set of
it.
proportions, too. Immense noggin with miserly body, long string cheese legs, and big boxy extremities. Also,
Okay.
I only just noticed while designing
Wow.
these, despite borrowing just about everything else that makes up a classic cartoon character, Japanese designers never adopted four-fingered hands. Sonic and Mario both have all of their gloved digits present, and conspicuously unamputated. Here's Kinga, the lovably brain-damaged chess piece. He went out of his mind and into our hearts. Checkmate Charlie here is actually a decent fit for our destination decade already, wearing your eyes
Girl, please.
googly
I liked him, but girl, he didn't resonate with me that bad.
and misaligned was very much in vogue back when Backstreet was back. This period
Maybe I'm just heartless and everything they say about me is true.
It also really made floating hands a staple of video game creature design, starting in Japan and spreading until it eventually sucked the ulnas out of the West's game industry as well. So I see Kinga as being somewhere
Okay.
between Rayman and Earthworm
Oh, this is
Jim,
fire.
but without the cowgirl sushi. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, whatever you're picturing in your head is incorrect. I suspect in the home improvement years, Kinga would
Okay.
find himself a part of what I call the Tall Smile Club as of this moment now. Through the 80s and into the following decade, weirdly vertical grimaces
I love his pimp jacket. Pimp cape. I don't know what monarch. I know he's a monarch, duh, but it's pimped out. It's pimped out.
became a popular
Yes,
dental fad among
yes.
cartoon folk, particularly in tandem
the
with the
red
aforementioned
accents. Oh, you did
lopsided
this.
peepers. In fact,
Yes,
they would
sir.
probably make all his proportions more exaggerated and wacky altogether. But even so, it's still recognizably our Kinga. Kinga? I hardly know her. So how would I get her to play checkers with me? Kane is the AI MC,
Please,
FYI,
please.
the amazing digital
The
ringleader.
one-liners.
Well, as much as there actually is a circus to be ring-led, outside of the
It's
big
getting
top,
progressively worse.
it's really not much like a circus at all. No trapeze acts, no clown
That one
shows,
didn't
no
even click.
PETA activists trying to mercy kill the trained animals. Now, at first blush, Kane gives me the vibe of a party game host character, but most of those didn't come about until after the turn of the millennium.
That
Rather,
one
I'd
looks
say
racist. What the fuck is that one?
Party game host character.
Girl,
But
what the fuck is this? What is this? Why is SpongeBob in it? Girl, what?
most of those
Well, I'm trying to understand why he looks like the Babadook. Why do he have these thick ass colonoscopy lips? Girl, and his nostrils are lit up in the dark? What fucking character is that? You can't see my cursor, but girl, whoa. It's like if Mario Odyssey, where he was like able to throw his hat and possess niggas, if SpongeBob was able to Kirbyfy niggas, a black caricature is what that looks like. If SpongeBob Kirby'd a black caricature, girl, oh, I hate it.
didn't come about until after the turn of the millennium. Rather, I'd say Rodney Dangerfield here, and indeed his whole oversaturated domicile, feel more like something from a 90s point-and-click adventure. Somewhere between LucasArts and Sierra's quirkier offerings,
That's cute.
like Day of the Tentacle or Space Quest, and the more expressly child-friendly humongous games, like Putt Putt and Pajama Sam. As I mentioned before, skew-if goggly booglies like these were perfectly in place back then. Eyes inside a mouth, on the other hand, are a little more unorthodox, I'll admit, but from the zanier and edgier end of the point-and-click stick, entirely believable. I'd even go so far as to say, somewhat conceivable. Furthermore, I'm striding out on that limb to assert without any possible access to empirical evidence that in those
Even though nothing is new under the sun, they did a really good job of making refreshing designs that feel like you've seen them before, but they're pretty fresh.
days, Kane would have had lips. I can just feel it in my bones. My 90 senses are bugging. Just a big
Okay.
red Botoxy pair of chop-smacking, up-puckering, face-sucking snog factories. I mean, at the very least, I can guarantee it'll make fanfics easier to write.
You know, I didn't know you're supposed to have like 30 teeth in your mouth, and my little sister just said it, and I was like, "Girl, no, you're not. You're supposed to have like, you're supposed to have like on the high end 20s, high end this, high end 20 this, 20 that, 20 this," and she was like, "No, motherfucker, you supposed to have like 30 teeth in your fucking mouth." Girl, why, why have four extra teeth in my mouth growing up? So like. It's like I'm one of the few bitches that got like 28, 27 teeth in their mouth. Girl, you supposed to have 30. This nigga got 1,000,000.
What's more romantic, luscious and pillowy kisses, or playing tonsil hockey with an incisor?
What is this?
Next up is Bubble, Kane's AI sidekick slash employee slash confidant slash the worst Jiminy Cricket stand-in since, well, the last time anyone took advice from ChatGPT. Now, I've heard of pop psychology, but this is ridiculous. He looks shockingly like a chain chomp from the Mario games, though considering that generative AI is essentially just a plagiarism randomizer, I guess that does make logical sense, even if Nintendo's lawyers might dispute the wisdom of it. I suppose if anything, it should canonically be a surprise that more of these aren't kinda copyright questionable. Yeah, okay, well never mind then. But as the aforementioned dog-flavored copyright questionable. Okay, well, never mind then. But as the aforementioned dog-flavored cannonball is indeed a character of the period and medium in question already, we really don't need to change much. But I will anyway. If this were to not just be a beady-eyed Xerox of Mario's 12th most popular recurring enemy, Bubble evokes for me something between a Digimon and a Kirby character. So I'd flesh it out to be more of a full-figure creature with nubby hands and
I knew he was gonna bring up Kirby. I just didn't think it was gonna be handed off to Bubble. Girl, why does Bubble got feet? Why?
shoes, of the kind you so often used to see on small video game enemies.
I like it,
Do you reckon
though.
they all went to the same shoe store? Or a size 43 featureless colored clogs?
Yeah, you gave him them boof-ass big red boots. Them trendy-ass
Flying
shits,
off store
girl.
shelves everywhere.
That I always thought was ugly.
Alright, let's be for real here. Have you played a 90s video game?
No, I wouldn't.
Because I sure have, and I've seen what it looks like when animal mascot characters have a love interest or female counterpart in those kind of games. I'm talking Candy Kong, Torna Bandicoot, Berry from Conker's Bad Fur Day. And let me tell you, they have two big things in common. Blonde hair and pink clothes. Let's face it, Ribbit 1995 would be stacked. Built. Broad where a broad should be broad. She'd have the body of a pin-up model and the face of a schoolroom dissection. Kermit the Frog? Someone's about to commit crimes against nature with that frog if they ever turn her into a toy. A shock of blonde hair that clashes with the fur, skin, and all-knowable biology of the ladies in question was also a fashionable look at the time. Especially done up in a vaguely athletic
I'm sick because this is so period accurate. She's a white woman. She's a white woman in a full-figured body.
of the ladies in question was also a fashionable look at the time. Especially done up in a vaguely athletic ponytail. Does any of this make
Oh, I'm sick. This looks like the Honey Smacks character.
even the slightest sense on any genetic level? No sir, it does not. Would that have stopped even a single solitary game dev in Clinton's America? Absolutely unlikely. Instead of that pink bow tie,
Oh my God.
which is a clip-on by the way, yak. Gag me with a spoon. She'd probably have a sporty pink tank top and short shorts. I'm sure there's a frog legs joke in here somewhere, but I think you already get the message. Anyway, big sneakers seem to have been a popular accessory for the unsettling inhuman thirst trap of yesteryear too. So hey, at this point, why the heck not? Now Ragatha is challenging, because obviously she's derivative of Raggedy Ann. The show even quotes her movie regularly. This makes her not only a reference to an entirely wrong era, but also the wrong medium as well. No, please, I hate it when you make my life easy. Keep it up. And while admittedly, even at the best of times, an AI is not going to care if it's infringed upon somebody's somebody's copyright, so in this decidedly lawyer-free zone that's beyond a moot point in-universe, we still don't want to just make this a copy of a licensed character, because unlike AI, we do care about our work. And also not getting sued. So instead, we're spinning this sucker off in an entirely different direction. The triangle nose reminds me of game designs like Katamari or Animal Crossing, which came just past the closing out of the 1990s. And the tapering stump legs also evoke the aggressive cankles of the Mega Man series. And frankly, that's good enough for me. I'm hauling off to Japan and taking Ragatha's aesthetic underpinnings with me. The skirt is now shorter, the eye is now several glints shinier, and her bangs are so luxuriantly voluminous they could give the poor woman a pressure headache.
He's really talented. Wow.
Skull wasn't made of felt and cotton balls. Then how about Gangle, the earth-shatteringly subtle metaphor about wearing emotional facades like a mask?
I need to learn how to do this shit so I could pick up more freelance work. Cause bitch, you know how difficult it is trying to find freelance work and you don't draw in vectors? Bitch, this is what I took animation for. And art class and photography, and you're telling me I'm not applying the skills I learned in school?
Fortunately, my IQ is like super high and stuff, so I notice these things. Yeah, it's a gift. Anyhow, the number one thing that Gangle makes me think of is a Mario character, because by Booster's beard, that franchise loves a mask. Bandits and Sniffets and Phantos and Shy Guys, Bezos and Tweeters and Jasons and Fly Guys. So I'd definitely push the comedy tragedy design in that direction, and throw in a pair of inverted glow-in-the-dark pupils for free. Though really the main thing I think the 90s would change about Little Miss Uzumaki here is the general androgyny of the design. Most of the time back then, they insisted on making sure you knew when you were looking at a lady, so Gangle's vortex of ribbons would almost certainly be used to form a skirt and something resembling hair. She'd probably also be less of a weeb too, but I don't really know how to incorporate that into the design, so you'll just have to feel it in your soul. Korfmo, the custard-coloured clown, immediately reminds me of the Neverhood with those beady eyes and bratwurst kisser. Though that game had a pre-rendered clay aesthetic, which was seeing a surge in popularity at the time. Good year to buy stocks in Play-Doh. While we want to take Andy Kaufman here in more of a standard 90s cartoon direction. In fact, liver lips like these were a fairly fashionable accessory in animation design of the period, so Glitch has us off to a strong start in that regard. They also frequently paired with an excessive array of gnarly-looking teeth, so the amazing dental plan Circus this is certainly not. Off-balance beady eyes, as well as the general circus carnival theme, also come together to remind me of
Oh, is this what that girl, the roommate woman, was trying to do? The off-balance beady eyes and the cat shit? And the cat worry stones? Girl, you didn't... It was not a good execution.
Max hit the road, which brings us neatly back to the world of 90s...
Looking at me. Why you just...
these point-and-click adventures. And also wacky game worlds where the second most important character is a mentally unstable comedy...
No, this is something serious.
And also wacky game worlds where the second most important character is a mentally unstable comedy relief rabbit with weird teeth. But that's getting tangential. Oh hey, it's Zooble, everyone's favourite mix-and-match misanthrope. Not to mention easily the most authentically Oasis-era character in the show. To the point of borderline trademark infringement, in fact. See, old Zoob here is just a big fat jumble of Zolo blocks. A toy whose hideous medley of clashing colours and discordant patterns could not possibly scream 90s any louder if Macaulay Culkin was booby-trapping his house with them to fight Vanilla Ice and Kurt Cobain. I remember playing with them myself, actually.
Vanilla Ice. See, look, I knew it. I knew it. Vanilla Ice. Why you couldn't say Vanilla Ice? Why you had to say Biggie Smalls? I mean, he said Vanilla Ice eventually, but... And then Vanilla Mace. Girl, why would you... I kept getting her name confused with Vanilla Ice. Black Ice.
Basically a Tinker Toy.
Is there a Chocolate Mace? Chocolate Ice? Is there somebody who's gonna blow up with that name? I might change my name to do that.
Tim Burton on acid. If anything, the show version really isn't enough of a cacophonous assault on my eyeballs to feel truly authentic to the period. We want to see murky polka dots, the black and white Beetlejuice stripes that...
Oh yeah, this color palette I love.
Was still so popular back then, and as many different colors as Kane's theoretical 32 to 64-bit processor can handle. Now, all that said, from a video game perspective, I do see Zooble here as also fitting into the aforementioned point-and-click aesthetic pretty well, especially the works of Humongous Entertainment, where a kid's toy made animate would be...
I think this one in Kinger is my favorite, and Kaufmo. This one
right at
Kinger
home, and if they're lucky, they might have just scraped in before product placement for children was outlawed. Cha-ching! And finally, say hello and goodbye to Scratch, the most plot-significant character to have absolutely 0 lines of dialogue whatsoever. Shut up, Germany, I don't want to hear it. Winnie the Pooch here also has those classic cartoon-style gloves, not to mention a Donald Duck-esque shirt and no-pants ensemble. Breezy. That puts this cute, cuddly, cancer-ridden canine pretty firmly in vintage cartoon character territory. Which
has he always done this? This wordplay-esque script? If he has, I'm just not catching on to it, girl. Ooh, this is distracting.
Paul happens to share approximately 100% of a Venn diagram with platformer mascot territory. But we can go even further than just injecting 100 cc's of collectathon.
This is a cereal mascot. Who is it? Who is this? This little bark ass nigga.
To Scratch's fuzzy derriere. If we really want the 90s dripping from this guy's saffron-colored paws, P-O-R-E-S, not P-A-W-S. You know, the accent, it's dog, it could go either way. Whatever. We'd slam a big
He looked like Elvis.
With a PH backwards baseball cap right on his doofy doggy dome. And hey, while we're at it, why don't we stitch a rad self-referential logo right into that cheap mass-produced t-shirt of his? You couldn't be any more period accurate if you cheated on your wife with a White House intern, or married your wife's adopted daughter, or just straight up murdered your wife and got away with it. Man, they really did not care what you did to your wife in the 90s, did they? Where's Kinga? And that is basically it. A full suite of 90s style...
Why you didn't do Queenie?
redesigns done and dusted. Well, everyone that matters anyway. I really couldn't care less about Gummy Goo or Orbs Man, which, believe it or not, aren't names I just made up on the spot for any non-TADC fans who are still here. Besides, if Gooseworks can say, screw you, who cares about Kinga's wife, then darn it, so can I. It's news to me that it's news to you that this show's aesthetically askew. I could have let it go, but in the end, who am I kidding? I'm too finicky and also cynically. Might this get some views? So time to party like it's 95.
You know, I hated the song. I hated this song when it was in the movie. It's new to me. Would you like to sing with me? Oh, I hate this song. Oh, girl. And oh my God. See, look, I'm done with this video. I love his iterations, but listen, looking back, I actually hate okay, I hate. I'm just saying that because I'm on the internet. And if you say everything to the extreme, people are going to take it literal and get mad. And I'm doing it on purpose. I actually didn't really care for the ending, but in internet terms, girl, I hated the fucking ending. And I felt like it was a waste of my time. And everything that people were theorizing, girl, I could have sat down and made that shit. You know, I don't like watching content I feel like I could write better for, and I'm not even a confident writer, but the movie really was a waste of time. And then I'm just like, why was I so confused on whether if Jax abstracted or not? And it was because it was so abrupt. It wasn't seamless. I haven't seen anybody's else's opinion on it because I don't follow anybody who fucking reacts to it. I just seen the theory. So, and even the theory channels, they haven't put their reaction in the videos. I can't explain it, but I don't watch anybody in the shit. So I don't know if I'm just genuinely slow or if yeah, no, the pacing and the writing was just off and it was hard to follow. I don't know, whatever, but video is here.